Hi, everyone. I'm Logan Baldwin. I'm the executive director of Climate Film, and with me, I have Adam Burkett, the writer, director, and editor of The Virus. Adam, where do you go to school?
I'm about to start my first term at Southern Oregon University
Oh, fantastic.
in
So
the
you're a
fall.
recent high school grad.
No, I just graduated from Road Community College.
Did you? Okay, good deal. Good deal. So you made this with them.
Yes, I did. It was for a class, advanced digital editing, I think it was called. Yeah.
Advanced digital editing. Okay. Um, so you'll be starting your first semester. Does that make you a junior then, or does that start you as a
Correct.
freshman? Okay, got it, got it,
Starts you
got
as a
it.
junior. Yeah.
Cool. Congratulations.
Thank
Are
you. I
you
appreciate
are
that.
you looking forward to starting?
I am. I remember touring it in high school and thinking it was a very beautiful campus, and I was very impressed at the whole digital cinema program. And now recently learning that it's been named one of the top 30 programs in North America has been mind-blowing to me. So it's
Yeah,
very, very wonderful.
I saw that too. I did see that. That's really great. Have you already picked your classes out?
I have, and I'm all set and registered.
Fantastic. Are there specific classes that you're excited about, like filmmaking classes?
I'm very interested in this one class, learning how to design sound and how to record sound because I thought that was like something I fell short with this last film that I did, but
Sure, sure.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, I didn't think it fell short at all. But there is always room for improvement. So I'm glad you are
Yes.
taking the class. You can never be perfect, you know.
Yeah.
So always keep learning. That's great. I love that. Um, so you said this was for your editing class specifically.
Yes, it was technically the class isn't being offered at the college until next year. So I took like a substitute class and it was called Cooperative Work Experience, but they still counted the credit so I can get out of there on time. So it was
Cool.
basically just make a short film, and I had full creative reign to do what I wanted, and just roped a couple of friends from work and one person that went to the community college that actually has a couple dozen acting credits to her name and has directed before, and uh, her name is Ruby Painter. So, yeah, she's
Cool.
pretty
Now,
good as an assistant director on the credits.
fantastic. I have a question about her later. I saw her name in the credits there. Did you submit this for a grade? What grade did you get?
I
Just
got
out of
an
curiosity.
A.
An
Yeah.
A? Fantastic. Good
Yeah.
shit.
Thank
Um,
you.
I love it. So were there any was there a specific prompt or certain guidelines for this project, or was it just make a short film? And that's super broad, so I feel like I would hate that. But did you have any?
Um, there weren't really any guidelines. I mean, there was a thing that was posted, but he let the professor of that class let me just have free reign, and I just did what I felt I needed to do, and got it
Interesting.
all rolling.
Interesting. Okay. So what inspired the concept of a man being stalked by a living computer virus?
I've had that idea for quite some time, and it was meant for to be like a chamber film, like all take place in one room, But unfortunately, I didn't have access to one room, so we had to shoot it all outside. But the film is more about overcoming fears from the past, and that resonates with me because I feel I have trouble letting go of the past at times. So that's sort of more what it's that film is more about, and I wanted to touch upon that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's great. Um, I skipped a question earlier. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your filmmaking background? Like you've been at community college or you've been through community college now. What
Mhm.
about anything prior to that? Is this your first short film?
It is my first short film with actors, but I have made videos for a good good amount. I started in high school, I think my junior year. I was enrolled in this broadcasting class that I just filled in as a filler. I wasn't even really interested in making anything to begin with, but then I really fell in love with the class and filmmaking. And then after high school, I sort of just dove headfirst into filmmaking and started watching movies. I read Mark Cousins' The Story of Film book, and I just fell in love ever since and wanted to make films ever since.
Fantastic. I actually have a similar background. It was in high school
Oh yeah.
where I was in a broadcasting class, and it
Oh
was just
nice.
something that I was like, oh, that sounds sort of the description was like, oh, that sounds sort of like YouTube. I could get into that. I like movies, I like YouTube, I like,
Mhm.
cameras and stuff. And then that sort of, even though maybe I didn't really love the class so much, or rather maybe the people in that class,
Right.
I really enjoyed the class as a concept and sticking to myself and doing that work, and that sort of propelled me into this career. So that's interesting that
Very
you're
nice.
following the same sort of path there,
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I
very
like that.
similar. Yeah. Um, as a student film, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced during production here and that you had to overcome? Like you already said, you couldn't get access to the location that you wanted. Why
Yeah.
was that? How did you pivot? What were some other big challenges that you faced?
So, I didn't have any inside locations available, so I just wrote the script to be outside. And being outside obviously challenges with light, but the biggest thing for that production was time because we only had an afternoon and I had to get to biology by 4 and everybody else had things to do. People had to go to work. So I remember meeting up and just setting up the first shot. It took 1 hour. I'm like, oh, we got to go, go, go. I had a shot list, but we couldn't use it because of time. So that's why you see everything handheld. You see everything's sort of frenetic. And I think that actually worked better in the long run, but I'd say for sure it was time and trying to get all those shots in, and I think we did a pretty good job. Circumstance, things all things considered.
Totally, totally. I absolutely relate to that. When I was making student films, the biggest problem that I had was getting everybody's schedule together. And then you
Right.
can't, people have other obligations. They have jobs. They're going to do something that's actually going to better them. Not that this doesn't like better them in some way, but like they have things that are more important sometimes, like work or school or whatever it is. They can't just abandon those things to work because for free, right? They can't abandon it to work
Exactly.
for free. That was always tough, and uh, I learned the hard way. There was a short that I tried to make in college, and I just had way too many characters in a scene at any given time. So that just
Mhm.
increased the amount of scheduling that I had to like jump through hoops to get to
Right.
work, and it just never panned out. So
It is
that
it is
you,
difficult.
yeah, you definitely have already learned something that it took me crashing and burning to learn.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Very few characters, as few people as you can,
Hmm.
and get out there and get it done. So I
Exactly.
commend you on that, absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So what's next for you as a filmmaker? Do you have so obviously you're going to school. You're starting your next semester coming up soon.
Mhm.
What do you have any plans to start making stuff right away? Do you have other ideas? What's up for you?
Right at the moment, I'm focused a little bit more on writing and just trying to get another sort of story down and trying to get the same people sort of make another short film because my professor was like, Adam, you should start making stuff right now. Like I challenge you to make 2 or 3 more over the summer. I'm like, oh really? He's like, yes, this was very good, and I think you have potential. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna heed his advice, and I'm gonna try and make more for sure.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do is keep making stuff. And even when you can't make stuff, go and write something and just keep writing and writing and writing,
Exactly.
you know? So even
I agree
even
with that.
when everything's against you as a student, filmmaker, right? You can't get
Yep.
everybody together. You don't have the means of production. Write and get better at that so that the next
Exactly.
thing will be better and better and better.
I
Fantastic.
agree. Yeah.
Cool. Well, Adam, do you have any final words before we sign off here?
Just thank you for the opportunity, and I'm very grateful and pleased to have gotten into this prestigious event, and I'm looking forward to attending this coming September.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, thank you, Adam, for submitting to the Klamath Independent Film Festival. The virus will be available on Evented for a limited time as part of our online showcase. Thank you so much, Adam.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Alrighty.